African independence. Long live your struggle. And long live African unity. Support. Here is a phenomenon against which all African freedom fighters must be on their guard and resist to the utmost. Even though I appreciate the difficulties facing us, I must admit, I find it strange to watch some of us returning willingly to the colonialist fold. This time, they don't even have the excuse of being forced to subject themselves to foreign domination. It makes one wonder, why so much effort and sacrifice and so many lives were given up to the achievement of independence in the first place, if it can only be so quickly and easily surrendered. We must begin to build immediately our own continental common market. For it is easy for anyone who studies the common market organization closely to realize that the common market is aimed at harnessing the African countries to satisfy the profit lust of the imperialist bloc and to prevent us from following an independent neutralist policy. It is easy to see that the imperialists and the colonialists are determined to retain the African countries in the position of suppliers of cheap raw materials. If we do not resist this threat, and if we throw in our lot with the common market, we shall doom the economy of Africa to a state of perpetual subjection to the economy of Western Europe. This will, of course, hinder the industrialization of our young African states. It is impossible to think of economic development and national independence without possessing an unfettered capacity for maintaining a strong industrial power. The activities of the common market are therefore fraught with dangerous political and economic consequences for the independent African states. The organization constitutes an attempt to replace the old system of colonial exploitation by a new system of collective colonialism, which will be stronger and more dangerous than the old evils we are striving to liquidate from our continent. This is another reason why we should come together in a unified African economic plan, which, operating on a continental scale, can make a solid attack on the imperialist domination in Africa. We should, without delay, aim at the creation of a joint African military command. There is little wisdom in our present separate effort to build up and maintain defense forces, which, in any case, would be ineffective in a major world conflict. If we examine this problem realistically, we would ask, which single African state could protect itself against an imperialist aggressor? And how much more difficult this will be when some states are allowing the imperialists to maintain bases on their territories. I have already referred to the military forces which South Africa is raising and the danger it poses for the new African states and the struggle of those still in chains. Only our unity can provide us with anything like adequate protection. Those problems can best be met within a unified Africa, and it should be possible in the higher reaches of our endeavor to devise a constitutional structure which will secure the objectives I have outlined, and yet preserve the sovereignty of each of the countries joining the Union. Countries within the Union will naturally maintain their own constitutions, continue to use their own national emblems and national anthems and other symbols and paraphernalia of sovereignty. Regional associations and territorial groupings can only be other forms of balkanization unless they are conceived within the framework of a continental union. There are existing models which we can modify or adapt to our pattern. The United States of America, the Soviet Union, India and China have proved the efficacy of unions embracing large stretches of land and population. Long live African freedom fighters. Long live African independence.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise. I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon.
These images were posted all over social media and played again and again on Gabonese TV. A group of soldiers announcing,
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise. For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really. I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise. For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really.
Situation for now, what we have as latest information is that some Gabonese nationals are down on the streets of Libreville, that's the capital of Gabon, celebrating or jubilating the military takeover in the country. Clearly, most of them did not want the outgoing president, Ali Bongo Ondimba, to continue for a third term in office. Meantime, it is believed that Ali Bongo is under house arrest in a location believed to be the presidential palace. That is information that was given by the 12 military people who spoke on national television. For now, every other thing is still unknown. We do not know the direction the coup in Gabon is taking. However, we know that outgoing President Ali Bongo Ondimba is under house arrest. Meanwhile, Gabonese in the capital, Libreville, are on the streets jubilating the recent turn of events.
Right, Indira, as you're speaking, we can see some of those pictures behind us. Do we know more about who is behind this coup? Who is going to be the new putsch leader?
Well, there's no information about that for now. All we know is that there are military people who have been loyal to the current regime, which has been in place for over 50 years. There's no particular name that has triggered out as at now about who is maybe the interim president, or while looking to stabilize things in Gabon, there's no particular name that has been put forward at the moment.
So just tell us a bit more about the Bongo family that has ruled the country now for over 50 years. Give us some context on what kind of country they have led and if this could now mean the end of their reign.
Ali Bongo's father, his late father, Omar Bongo Ondimba, became president of Gabon. That is the second president of the country in 1967. He ruled for close to 42 years until his death in 2009, when his son took over in elections which were organized in August of 2009. And since then, Omar Bongo has been the president. He fell sick sometime in 2018, and people were hoping that that could be the end of the Bongo dynasty, or what they now call the Bongo dynasty. Unfortunately, he has held on to power and was even hoping for a third term in office. There were also speculations that Omar Bongo was or Ali Bongo was waiting to hand over to his son, who may be next in line in the Omar or in the Bongo dynasty. Unfortunately, that has come to an end with the military or the imminent or the attempted coup, which is ongoing in the country right now. Situation.
These images were posted all over social media and played again and again on Gabonese TV. A group of soldiers announcing they have dissolved the government and put an end to Ali Bongo Ondimba's presidential mandate.
In the name of the people of Gabon, as protectors of our institutions, we've decided to defend peace by ending the current regime. The general elections of August 26, 2023, and their rigged results are cancelled. Borders are closed. All of the Republic's institutions have been dissolved.
As the statement came, gunshots were heard in the capital. Hours earlier, before 5 a.m., Gabon's election body announced that President Ali Bongo Ondimba had won a third term in Saturday's poll. With his father, the Bongo family has been in power for 55 years. The poll and the ballot counting were contested by the opposition, who had called Bongo Ondimba to concede defeat. Authorities had banned foreign media from broadcasting their coverage of the vote. Internet services were cut. Reporters in Gabon say the internet is functioning again since the military statement on television.
All right, I was on for me chair Obibia na mema Obibia answer do. We GDA say baby a wa wo hwe bia no obete menka na fede ya hye dwumadi na se na se ne enyina yenim no ene production no e free a very special location. It is a location in a ade a na e ne mane nyina free. Ti pa cho so you bia want menka yi na se sound no se nya okay a obetimi prompt me se na da bia me ye no na me de hye program na se program e 1 hour with monofie na me so me din ene William Monofie amankona. What is happening in Gabon today or currently? They say the 55-year-old of the Bongos, you know, and the coup be akoso ewo Gabona President Ali Bongo senia enyina enim no omayine afiri ade so nti ene president ya kire say omachi na kwahye ba bi ede ne yire ne manso akwahye ba bi a onim ba bi omowo. So he is calling on his friends all around the world to make noise. We should make noise, make noise, make noise. Senabaya, he will come back to power. African leader. The bad governance. And the problem of Africa, as I do say almost every day, leadership. Until Nena Yaso Munedi, we should make noise. But here we are today going to analyze what is actually happening around Gabon to know say if the problem of Africa actually the coups if it is actually leadership. And I say then I think say what the sound my location now it's raining, maybe you hear the sound of thunder and other things, so you try to forgive me. And maybe the 1 hour stream we wouldn't go that far because of the rains and other things. Until ubitime ede achemi. Until President Ali Bongo, and then he's under house arrest, and that is the latest news coming from Gabon. And then he's been placed under house arrest, so he cannot even know where his family, wife, and the kids are. Until Ira Ali Bongo, Ayina made that to screen. So let me try to make it a little bit bigger. Maybe it's going to reflect. If it hasn't shown, so now maybe I think say we just pick it like that. This say ubetime akanya, then that is his profile because Papa ubidini Papa there, and then he is trying to change the constitution and then go for the third term now in Atija. So it couldn't work very well for him. So I will try to put on the screen details about the whole show in Gabon. Then we all try to make sense out of it. It is episode journey stream, so a bit my journey. It was 050-811-7781. But today is not going to be that long 1 hour show, and because of the rain, I don't know, maybe the tendering and other things, and you're going to hear it behind my microphone and behind my sound. And the patch say then we try to move it like that. And this is what I'm going to do today. Gabon, Kura, Central African Republic, Indian President Omar Bongo, our Bidia Kumiana Neba Ali Bongo, so a bit take over. And this is the screenshot or the whole presentation I'm going to do today, will be on this Gabon and then the leadership and then other things. And me pacho say on team can say the so you can be part of the show. But what I've seen say a viewers level no ever form kakra now please say share. I can't say we are live on the show, or me take part. Send a bear, you bet me, I'm a BBA, with 1 hour with Munufi. Let's do it like that. All right. Sanya Medican Kaino. Gabon, a Central African nation, population is just 2.3. So you could just imagine, Ghana over 30 million, or the Hashepa. Leadership where they come and now then you could just imagine say Gabon, so they've got only one family in Kwani rules are ABC and what is the situation over there. Until Gabon shares borders with Cameroon and then Congo and then Equatorial Guinea. Until Gabon, so the colony of France, and they gained independence in 1960. Until you could also see say French for colonies in England, and the France is getting problems with their colonies. And maybe at a later date, you'll come back then analyze what is actually happening. These are problems every France, or is it that France is also doing something to its colonies? Emma Omo Buntu no intimate so Anna Sesen. NT President Ali Bongo and the screen is President and the tuna dear so or Tidama also say we should make noise, or no. And the soldier for also be too abandoned because in the whole streets of Gabon, people are jubilating. Even they are actually jubilating. They are happy. Say, Adeswa Kesibi, Suja for no Abwa, Ama Adeswa Kesibi Afri Omoso. And President Bongo took over in 2009. Until somewhere around 2019, he faced a coup. But he was able to become smart, and the coup couldn't succeed. And actually, nobody died out of that coup until he was able to manage, and then the whole tenor were just off. Until president in 2019, there was an attempted coup, and then he was able to get over that coup. Moving forward, there was this recent election. He won the elections by over 64%. Electoral Commission then in Gabon, it declared over 64% at the man, but its opponents and say the elections are not as African leaders about to be over. Then the EC will declare for them. But yet he wins the elections. And that is the style of almost all the African leaders. They are just doing this kind of gymnastics to win elections almost every time. So problems here about Gabon, I can tell you is a part of the issues. Electoral Commission of Gabon also plays an active part in the whole Tensina Ecoso El Gabon. So a military coup occurred in another French colony, French for colonies in like Niger and Burkina Faso. They've all had coups in recent times. ECOWAS They said they wanted to go there and then fight with these kind of people. But the question that we need to ask ourselves and say, what is actually happening? Is it that France and that is what is perpetrating all these coups? And I say, is it the leadership situation in Africa? And these are problems we in our EBA. These are things that we need to ask ourselves as people, because natural say all these coups in an EBA in the French colonies within the sub-Saharan African region. We have had series of coups in our French colonies in West Africa. Here we have had about 3. and then so I could see a Gabon. Or is it say leaders, are not giving the people what they actually tell them, say, we're going to give it to you. And I say, what is actually happening on the grounds? I'm a leadership, it causes our problems we're saying, One was Africa, your leaders, let me just take it off. The leaders, what they are doing in Africa, sending a mark automatically they will win you. Yet, Timamunibia himself want to abandon Masa Nipano. That is why in Gabon, I'm not supporting any coup there. But they should make things clear. I don't know why African leader was not coming so we are on person or no corner. No, the Nipa for the same Nipa Corona or another Kumyasa or Manya, the same thing. So imagine a father ruling for over 40 years, going away and then bringing his son to come and take over. Is it say Adibi or Honamodi see the thing beyond better Monkwana more enjoy and answer then? African leaders, you need to let us understand because the hardship in Africa now is too much. And then how you also think, say, you are making things better for us. That is the issue that we don't even understand. So how come say an African leader always say they are doing something for the people yet the people say they don't see what they are doing. And it is the leader and the catch the citizens and yet the citizens they don't even see what the leader is doing. What is happening in Africa? African leaders, you are actually disappointing the citizens of the continent. You are actually disappointing us. And as you go into an election and then you win by at all costs. This is what is causing all these kind of problems. And then when you win, and also win the then rule, then it becomes a problem also. Within your circle, you steal almost all the money. Yet, you don't even use it. Now you are somewhere calling and say, we should make noise. Make noise to whom? Make noise. You should make noise. Make noise to whom? What's a Gabon? A Gabon for a pa. Then you are telling me to make noise. I'm now here making noise. Say, governors have the more money, and yet, and that is why you are just going somewhere else. So they should kick you out and then bring on board a competent person or the better governance how the people of Gabon needs to give it to them. Because say I didn't know and say Gabon for pa, you wouldn't see people jubilating on the street say Yapamo. That is the problem. That is the problem of an African leader. And now African leaders, you should try to understand, say, things are changing. Things are actually changing. Someone when you problems now more the continent, problems are problems that we cannot solve it because say you are giving the people not the governance they want. Corruption, one of them. Stealing, one of them. Then you amass almost all the wealth, yet you are not even using the wealth you are amassing. You just keep it under your bed. Look at the people on the streets of Gabon. They are praising the military. Yet we near the best because why must a military man take over whilst we have a democratically elected government? Yet you give the people the chance to trust these military men because how you rule them at the papa. And this is something that we all need, all the African leaders to also think. Tibabi I know African leader, be very careful. It can even come to Cameroon now. Paul Biya at Tanahasa Ulumai was on Soredano. And also he should be very careful. When you're careful, his nation will be the next. Now, banners you tell us to make noise. Nobody's going to make noise because they say you are not doing what the people want. Please, African leaders, and they live streaming anything because it's cool and I don't support cool. But why are you doing this to the people of the continent? Why? Because and I don't even understand why you clinch on power and also pay to me, style BRB, what they get to me, Yeah, idea nipa ne penatena so and also say menye. Why? Do you take them to they are all fools and that's it then you go on to an elections and you even forbid foreign observers to announce or foreign media to announce the results of the elections because you have won. Why win about the elections genuinely? Why are you preventing them to even broadcast the results of the election? Because it's a one win. You see the problem you've caused to yourself. And then you should make noise. Okay, that's it. You make noise. Then after the noise making, what else? Tell us. You are telling us to make noise. We are here making noise. What else? Tell us. Let's all listen to him. We should make noise, and we are making noise.
Ondimba, President of Gabon.
Mo.
And I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise for the people here.
You don't even have friends. Oh, baby, I had one question. You don't even have friends. And here we are making noise. Say, yeah, the Nyankopon here too. We are all your friends. And we are here making the noise you're calling us. So we are making the hey, Gabon, Gabon, Ose, Gabon, Ose, Gabon, Ali Bongo away, Ali Bongo away. We are making noise. You see where you are.
Here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere. My wife is in another place.
Nti boy nyina nka pese o yene sa meda won chen. Ura. Ka yedo akwhye hanya no. Yensa mfa nka ma edie meka ho na anadwe anka abodam. Masa shewa o de ka on tum.
And I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling.
You should know what is going on. I don't know you don't know what is going on because bad governance that you're giving to the people of Gabon, and that is what is causing now. So you should know. You should know. When you give them better healthcare, you can win him. Put your salaries here. You should know. If the youth in their employed, you should know. Unemployment rate of Gabon, you say you should know. And you are telling us you don't even know. You should know, Mr. President. You know. Over partner community, the third term. You should know. Say no. Somebody else also wants the same power I want to know. So you should know. About one way, I was you should know. Electoral Commission of Gabon, it declare fake results. You should know say the repercussions. You should know. So don't tell us that you don't know.
To make noise. To make noise.
All right, we are making noise. Ali Bongo, hey. Ali Bongo, hey. Ali Bongo, hey. Now you're out in China. You are not part of the system anymore. In for everybody say Yana. I don't know. Easy. Mr. Farouk, you have work there. Also, you are with me. Yeah. Because all the African leaders in the way they are maltreating the citizens, a very, very bad idea. The support moi, they let us down. Also, support moi say they let you down. What's Gabon? Unemployment rate of Gabon is a catch our unjini. The ministers are to talk in foreign lands. They are doing big time investment. And you need somebody to also protect our democracy. The democratic principles. The last time I said this, when you go on to an election and you win an election, you think say that is the only avenue to call democracy. You are making yourself, or you're making a fool out of yourself. Democracy, like I said, good governance, the key principle in democracy. So all African leaders, on to you. Pacho, and I just want to make it like just 30 minutes of the show that we do not want coups in Africa. But please, African leaders, when they are citizens in EP, very, very important. You come into an election, you go on to an election, you promise the people what you think say you can do. The people listen to you about also or they Gabon for someone to or the infants about do what they want. 2 terms, 8 terms, then out of our way. Then away. Until take it just like that. Until unless almost a tranchina, papa. About your tranchina now, they just leave them. And you are here making noise for you. We are all your friends, all over the world. You have friends. And we are here. You're born home my wife. Sikafo and Pabin will say the funniest president ever in Africa. Of course, because also we should make noise for him. And see, meaning we are making the noise. Yes, I intended him. Also we should make noise. Yes, we are making noise for you.
Ondimba, President of Gabon. And I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise.
Okay,
For the people here have arrested me and my family.
Master, they haven't arrested you. Which of them? The arrest now tells us that we're no money chain. Sending Nenka, you may be kebab and ma. That is the only thing how. Ura, they have not arrested you. Keep quiet and be there. And here are your friends making noise here that Gabon for us to say, oh my pamo. It's simple as that. For the live stream, we see Hana Afidi Yamea Doma. But China will come back and then put the whole show and then analyze everything Akoso. We will take the economy of Gabon, employment situation, unemployment situations, vis-a-vis almost all the economic credentials are Gabon for Ewo. Then we try to piece everything together to see, say, cool, no, does it make sense and does it make sense? And then as the people of Niger also did, the same thing at Gabon for military, they're also talking about the same natural resources, which is the oil Gabon for Etuton. Well, tomorrow we'll come back and see, say, why are Africans always focusing on natural resources? Then we leave the human resources, the human power now, papa, natural resources, and I say we use our own people to extract our natural resources. Why are we not talking about that? I always ask that kind of question. But tomorrow we'll come back to that topic. Inti me do bibi as say ne nyamre na oni yetna he. Nyame ya adom no da dom ya. We'll come back tomorrow on the same topic because I never be it's raining, so I don't want to get you much of the noise in the rain because it's not the best. So I'll be back possibly tomorrow and then we do the discussions on almost everything that we have done. Ti me da obi biase.